Feel like you're trying everything but still stuck? There is a fascinating reason why, and it has nothing to do with willpower or mindset. In the next few minutes, I will reveal the invisible force that might be holding you back. Welcome to the Live Free, Love Life podcast, where we discuss how to create more freedom so we can love our lives no matter what we're going through. Hello, my beautiful friends. I have a very special guest for you today. Her name is Maren, and I'm just going to go ahead and have you introduce yourself. Tell us who you are, what you do, who you help, and why you're passionate about it.
Awesome. I'm Maren Rasmussen. I am originally from St. George, Utah, and I live in northern Utah now with my spouse. And I have a 3 and a 1-year-old. And then I have 2 stepkids that are 21 and 18. I am an energy awareness coach. I learned I have a gift to see energy about 15 or more years ago and have slowly just developed that gift and figured out if it's okay to use or if it's not and played around with it. And then in the last 5+ years, I've actually really delved into it and used it. But I found there was like a missing piece. And that's when I found life coaching and mindset tools. And the two together just are awesome. I help a lot of business owners with their businesses and being able to really release any blocks or things that are keeping them stuck in their business, in their lives, in their health. Um, I'm so passionate about just bringing light and helping bring awareness. Everyone is light. That's one of my favorite things. I get to see the light in someone, and we're just kind of like moving blocks that are keeping them stuck and not being able to see themselves and their true potential. So that's a
Amazing.
little bit about me.
Okay, so in my personal work, I've done quite a bit of energy work, and it's work I could not do on my own because I don't have those spiritual gifts. And it has helped me probably more than anything else with my big T trauma.
Mm.
And I had no idea that I had all these energy blocks in my system. I didn't know that like they were even there keeping me stuck. So my first question is, what are some indications that someone has energy blocks that could be best addressed with energy work?
Yeah, that's a great question. I always tell people if there's something that you have worked on over and over and you make little strides and then fall back strides, often energy work can really help with that. It could be an indication that you are holding on to something that is not yours. So I see generational energy, and just like our physical looks get passed down to us, we have beliefs and other like spiritual or energetic DNA that comes through our systems. And a lot of times we end up getting really stuck around things that aren't even ours to carry. And we just need to bring awareness to that and let that go. It's amazing to see the difference that can make. Now you still have to work on your habits you've created around that belief, right? But kind of like you said with trauma at times, and I don't specifically work with people in like deep trauma. Sometimes that comes up, but definitely things can just get really blocked in our systems. And we're like, why is this not changing? How come I can't get past this? And I've even seen that for myself, like with the person that does energy work on me, that I'll get really stuck and I'll reach out to her and she can help shift a few things. And it's amazing to feel the relief of, okay, now I feel like I can do something about this
Right.
because
It's what enables the shift to happen. Whereas
yeah,
before you're doing the other things that should be helpful, like coaching, for example,
yeah,
and you're
mhm,
just not shifting.
yes,
I've also found for me, it works really well with physical things
yeah,
because often I have these physical symptoms and the doctors can't figure out what's wrong and they can't help me get better. And it's because it's not the root cause is not physical. There's an energetic something happening. So I think it's really good with physical ailments or chronic illness, chronic
yeah.
pain, chronic fatigue, like those things that just don't shift.
And that's what led me to energy work is I was diagnosed with fibromyalgia, as much as they can diagnose you with an autoimmune disease. And they just wanted to put me on more medicine. And I was like, I don't want to be on medicine the rest of my life. And I had someone talk to me like, hey, my neighbor does energy work. And so I went that route. And within 4 sessions, my symptoms were gone. And it really opened me up to, wow, this is something that was just emotionally blocked in my system. My body was speaking to me like, hey, something's going on here. We need a little extra help. And I always felt like it's not going to be a miracle worker for everything, but I think there's attachments in there and it will shift. And over time, as you keep doing the work too and allow that energy to shift within you, you'll make huge strides, is my belief, and what I've seen with my clients too.
Awesome. And that's the experience I've had as well. So, what are the most common blocks or obstacles people face in the energy sessions that you do?
So a lot of, just normal relationships, money, business, help. I would say like those are like the main things people come to me with. Perception is huge. I would say a lot of people, I kind of alluded to this, like a lot of times we may take on things that we think are ours and they're not. So when I work on someone's energy, and I'm going to work on you at the end of this for a few minutes just so people can see how I do it, but I see images. And so I might see like a big concrete block that you're holding, and then I can feel some energy generationally through maybe your dad's side. And with you, it's this heavy, like big black block. But as soon as you like acknowledge it and give it back to them, it turns to light. So it's really being able to see what is mine and what do I need to shift, and identifying the correct problem, I guess, would be the big part there. And then also sometimes we push things to other people. And like the perception there is, oh, I think this is exactly how they're thinking about me, or this is their problem and their issue. And realizing, okay, what is this mirroring back to me? And how can I shift this energetically within myself? And is this really mine? Do I need to look within myself and change or shift something? So those are some of the big obstacles I see people face. Another one is I see people that have passed on. That's not my goal or main source of my work, but we are so interconnected with our ancestors, and just finding that connection there and allowing our ancestors in to help us, or people that have passed on that are really close to us, and finding peace and comfort in connecting with them has been a huge shift for a lot of my clients as well. I know several people come to me for that purpose, even though that's not like my purpose is to align your system of light and open you up to beliefs that aren't useful. But we are so connected, all of us.
Yeah.
So that's another thing that I see people come to me for.
Awesome. So, can you walk us through a success story of a client who has used energy work to break free from some of their limitations, and what was their journey like?
Yes, totally. I have two that I think of initially. One of my clients, their spouse had passed on, and that it didn't end well. They were still married, but when the spouse passed on, they weren't in a good place. And just being able to work through the energetic blocks and also connect with that spouse in small moments. It's not like I'm like sitting there having a conversation with them, but in a way I can connect and understand maybe what they're saying. And the relief and the shift in my client's system was amazing. For him, it changed everything. And so being able to see that happen several times with clients has been awesome. Another one, we really worked on my client's throat chakra. So, like their voice, speaking for the whole session. And after, she came back to me and said, just so you know, I've had a sore throat for a couple of weeks. And after working with you and during the session, the sore throat completely went away. So, her throat was like speaking to her, hey, something's going on here. And she knew it. She had been trying to figure it out and work through it. And then through our session, we were able to see a little bit deeper what's going on, how she can speak more freely, what things she can release and let go of and no longer dwell on that were kind of stuck in her throat as well. So those are just a couple of examples of how we've been able to help clients. There's other ways with business and other things, but those two really stand out to me because of how instant the shift was for them. Other people, it's just little at a time, these little things that open up to them. And in my opinion, similarly with thought work, mindset work, coaching, something you do today can affect you 10 years down the road.
Yeah.
It's just opening up these new pathways and releasing things that aren't useful so that you can have, I don't know, just awesome shifts and a new future that you didn't
Yeah.
imagine you could have before.
Tell me more about that. The freedom on the other side of
Yeah.
letting go of these energetic blocks?
Yeah. So I don't know. Like when I look at someone's system, just imagine if you had a big red ball stuck in your throat and the energy just keeps getting attached to it. The main thing your energy often needs or yourself is just awareness. Oh, I didn't even know that was there. And often we can say, oh, I feel off. We kind of know it's there. But many times it needs to be like more specific. Hey, I see you. I see that you've been there. This could even be part of your inner child. When you were 5 years old, something happened and some trauma got stuck in your throat. But being able to specify that and then releasing that and imagine the openness in your throat. You don't feel like you have something stuck in your throat every time you're trying to talk. I see a lot of weights on people's shoulders or their back, which can actually cause physical back pain, I would say, over time. I just worked on someone that her back, I was like, it looks like you're like holding weights. You are the structure that holds all the weights. And then within a little bit, she was like, oh, I have a slipped disc and she was having surgery in like the next week. And someone else was there watching and they're like, oh, do you think that her back did that because she was holding on to all the weights? And I was like, oh, it possibly could have because of all those weights that she was carrying in her system. So just releasing that, a lot of my clients will say, I just feel so much lighter. And that's why I don't want to have a bad perception of this of like, oh, you're going to be completely free once you have a session. But it is just like those small weights that come off. You may still have weight there because you have some mindset work you need to do, or you're human. And that's how life goes at times is that we have our human bodies and our human brains that were our ego. But releasing that, like you can feel a lightness. Oh my gosh, I'm not carrying this weight with me anymore. And now I can see it. I know what it is. So when it comes up again, I can make sure that I change how I view it or not let that come to me. I can set boundaries and add to that freedom that you feel through the session.
Amazing. So, what is the most crucial mindset shift needed to break free of energetic blocks in your system?
Number one, I would say awareness is very key. Two is like your thoughts create your feelings. I remember learning that and I like argued with someone for a while. I'm like, no, when my husband comes in the house and he's angry, I was totally fine 2 seconds before, and it's him that's
Yes.
causing,
Yes.
he's causing this. But I think having those mind set shifts, also like understanding like it's not your energy is not trying to trick you. It's on your team, like your system. It's all trying to speak to you. It's all working for you. The aches and the pains are trying to tell you something. And so just even shifting your brain to that, my favorite phrase or belief right now is this is all happening for me. And when I see that shift in someone's system, it's like something that's pushing up against you. And then all of a sudden, wait, this is all happening for me. And then your energy is, oh, this is supporting us. Okay. And it shifts to how can we make this happen for us? So really being able to see it's not trying to trick you. Nothing's trying to be against you. That everything's just trying to help you align more with the light. Additionally, one more thing, I just think like how our brains just try to prove our thoughts true and just kind of stepping back from that and, hey, I have this thought. Is this something do I want this to be true? Does this have to be true? Is it true? And being able to step back and kind of play around with that helps kind of release the grasp that some energy has in our system to help release it a little more easily.
Awesome. What is one practical step our listeners can take today to start their journey in freedom in energy awareness?
I would say first, just be aware of what's going on in your system. Sometimes it's really easy for us at times to just ignore because we think, oh no, if we open that up, what else is going to be there? But sometimes just being simply aware of, hey, what's my body trying to tell me today? And connecting with it and letting your body and your spirit, your mind, energy, all of you know, hey, we're on the same team and we want to thrive in this life. Just being aware of that can be really useful. So that's very simple, but a lot of people it's so simple that people just ignore it at
Yeah.
times. So being willing to being open up to that and settle into listening to your body more and your spirit can be really useful.
I think probably another thought error that gets in the way is, I don't have time for this.
Yeah.
So it's just like, I don't have time to deal with you. And then they just deal with the pain or with the symptom or the whatever. And they get so used to it because they just don't take the time to pay attention to it.
Yes. Yeah. I totally agree with that. It's like, wait a second, you're here for a reason. What do you need? And sometimes like a toddler that's just needs your attention for a second and you can almost just, oh my gosh, I see you. I can validate that was a hard situation. And then it releases. And you'll find that over time it gets easier and easier as you just pay attention to those things.
Cool. So, what is a common misconception about energy work that often keeps people stuck?
I would just say, and I was in this boat too, energy work kind of seems a little out there, a little weird. And what is this? Is this okay? I believe in God. And so I remember at the beginning of my journey, is this okay? God, are you okay with this? And is this an okay thing for me to develop and use and be a part of my business? So, first and foremost, trust your intuition. I think it's really important when you connect with someone, a coach, a therapist, someone that does energy work, that you really understand their values, their rules around how they practice, and really finding someone that aligns with your values as well. Just because someone does energy work, I wouldn't send someone to everyone, right? Just same as a therapist or a coach. You want to make sure you're aligned, but also just being open to it. Hey, maybe this is something that can help me. And if it is, being willing to connect with that person that can help you the most, whether that be me or someone else or a coach, and really just understanding the practice and just being open and trusting yourself.
Yeah.
And that's
And I
super.
will say my dad is super skeptical of all the woo-woo things, you
Yeah.
know? And I had my energy person work on him with motion sickness and it worked. And now he's the biggest proponent. He's like, I don't know how it works. I don't know what they do, but it is awesome.
Yeah.
He was just, like you said, it's when you get to the point of desperation, when you've
Yeah.
tried everything and nothing works. And he was like, fine, whatever, I'll try it. And he now is like, I don't know what they do, but it's awesome. So
Yeah, I feel like my family was similar. What is she doing? You know, what is all this? But one of my brother-in-laws, he had an allergy to shrimp and we worked on a few things. And I had forgotten about it, but he's like, "Oh, I tell everybody all the time that you cured me of my shrimp allergy."
yeah.
And it wasn't me, it was just there was some trauma that was stuck attached to it. And we just needed to bring awareness to it and release it. And now he can eat shrimp. So,
Right. So I think you're right. I think just being open to it is probably just number one. Just be open to the possibility,
yes,
especially if
totally.
there's anything that you're really just stuck in and other modalities aren't helping.
Yes. Yeah.
So, how has your journey of breaking free in energy work shaped your approach to helping others?
I think really being able to, once again, being open to things that maybe I wouldn't have been open to. Now, like I said, I believe in God. I have beliefs that I have that I stick to. And then outside of that, I feel very open and questioning things, looking into things, trying new things, which I think is super awesome. And looking back now, it's changed everything for me. This is a tool that really resonates with me. I always say, I think energy work can help everybody. It may not be the tool that resonates with everybody, and that's fine. There's so many avenues out there and gifts that people have to help us. But this was one that just resonates with my system. And obviously, because I have a gift to see it, I can really connect with that well and deeply. But I also need someone to work on me. And I was really stuck. Like, I think shifting from summer to fall is just challenging for my system and for a lot of people in general. But I was really stuck. And so I reached out to the girl that does sessions on me occasionally. And the next day I was like, oh my gosh, I don't need to wonder if this helps and supports me and other people because I felt a huge shift and it really released a lot of burdens that I'd been feeling. Now, do I feel perfect? No, but I feel so much better and able to use my brain. I'm not as foggy and able to see the future a little more clearly and really work towards the goals I have. So the freedom I feel, it's everything. So I love the work. I love doing energy work and coaching with people as we do that.
Awesome. So, do you have a tool or an exercise you can give our listeners to help them start their journey of freedom in energy awareness?
Yeah, I think just going back to what I said before, which I know is very simple, but is listening to yourself. And then just a couple of things you can ask yourself is, whose is this? So if something comes up and you're feeling, you can feel a certain place in your body, or maybe there's a thought that comes to your mind, you can ask yourself, even just in your mind, whose is this? And trust what comes to you. If it takes a minute, you can sit with it, or even for a few days, like, I'm open to knowing whose this is, because often it might just be like, oh, it's great grandma over here that passed this belief on, and you can just acknowledge that and give it back to her. And that's simply just in your mind. It's awareness, it's intention. Or you can ask, how old are you? If you know it's yours and you're like, I know this is my thing, you could say, how old are you? And trust whatever age comes to your mind and connect with that part of you. Like, that's your 5-year-old self or your 8-year-old self that just needs to be seen for a moment. And sometimes that's easier for us to kind of separate it from ourselves if we imagine like a little 5-year-old. Oh my gosh, you experienced this and that was hard for you, and I can validate that. And guess what? I'm in charge now. Like, mom and dad are in charge. I've got you. So those two questions, whose is this and how old are you? As you connect with your body, and that can really open you up to shifting things yourself.
Awesome. All right. So, you're going to do some work on me and show us
Yes.
right?
Yeah, let's do it.
Okay.
Is there anything specific you want me to focus on?
Yeah. I was thinking of money blocks. Like,
Okay, awesome.
what's in the way of making money?
Let's do it. Okay. As soon as you said that, I'm seeing like a stack of money behind your head. And so as I work on the system, I usually or on your body, I usually just separate it between chakras, and each chakra kind of means something. So your head is the crown chakra and it's related to God. And the interesting thing is that the money is behind you. Like, it's not on top of your head, it's behind you and like kind of hovering over where your head would be. Let's see if we can just clear this or if we need to know more about it. Okay, there is some generational energy coming up. And this is interesting. Once again, it's straight behind you. Often with generational energy, I will see like your mom's side on your right side and your dad's side on your left. This is a combination. So it is very strong energy because generationally, both of your parents or ancestors had some beliefs about money that are causing it to stay in the past and not allow it to be in the future or the present. Not the future, the present. There's a few things there we need to do. I'm going to clear a belief in your system that says money is not with me presently. I'm also going to clear money is only in the past. Yeah, there's really something about allowing money to be with you presently and then even into the future. So like goals you have and really connecting with those goals of, I want to make this certain amount and believing that's possible. And it's mainly because this energy behind your head is like holding you back. So once again, I'm going to see if I can clear that money. It doesn't want to. Are you married?
Yeah.
Okay, your spouse is coming up a little bit here too. Let me see if we can pull him forward and see what he has to say about these money beliefs. Okay, generationally from his line. So our spouses and children usually always come up like in sessions. If I'm doing like a full session with someone, they will often come up just because we're so interconnected. So this is interesting because it's your spouse's generational energy about money that is slightly affecting yours. Let me see if I can see the specifics. Money is scarce, and then there's an energy around only men make the money. I'm not seeing this so much in your spouse. It's generational through his mom's side. So we're going to clear that out of him and out of your system. There we go. Now the money is on top of your head.
Yay.
So let's see how we can get it to flow through you. there is still an energy kind of, oh, it's coming, but it's not here. You're ready to have it be here. And even like the distance, I can see you've done work. So like maybe a year ago, your goal was like super far away to you, and now it's come closer. Oh, it feels more realistic. This can actually happen. But your system's ready for you to be living in it now. And knowing, oh, the physical side's going to come, but I'm already living as though like this has happened. So I'm going to help your system kind of take that in. We're living as though this has happened. This is happening. I'm really going to fill your system with that. This is happening. Okay, good. That's helping the money flow. I'm still seeing a $20 bill over your head. The stack is gone now because that's like flowing through your system. I just want to make a side note. I love doing money work because I have found the more money work I do, the less it becomes about the money. There is an energy and a growth, a journey that you can go on and a person you can become as you do work on money and shift through the beliefs that are blocking you. Or anyway, it's just awesome. So I love that you're doing this. Okay, let's look at the $20 bill. This looks like it's in a plaque or like a frame. It's framed. Like my first, when you go into someone's business and they're like, my first dollar bill. That's what this looks like. And let's see why this is holding up any energy that's wanting to come to you, like the money that's wanting to come to you. First, we need to also acknowledge and receive and be excited about that first dollar bill. Oh my gosh, it feels like your system, sometimes maybe you get to the goal and then you don't enjoy it because you're already on to the next.
Yeah.
So we need to take time to enjoy and celebrate. Oh my gosh, I did it. Like I did it. So I'm going to help that system, like that money come through your system of I did it. Beautiful. That looks so good. That is a simple thing as well, but I think will make huge strides in your system if you can sit in it and really go connect with your past self and help her see, we did it. Look, like you thought this was impossible and we just did it, and help you to really sit in that energy. That's the energy you need and want to be able to create more and keep reaching those goals. And then if you ever feel like a stuck energy, you could even connect with, okay, is that plaque over my head right now? Do we need to celebrate for a minute and really live in that celebration of what we've created, what we've been able to accomplish, the blocks that we've gotten through to get to where we are today? I think that's a huge part of this. So I'm going to let that flow through your system. And then lastly, I just see your arms wide open. So I'm just going to let your system receive. There is a slight belief popping up that's, oh no, if I receive, I'm taking it from somebody. I know we talk about this a lot in the coaching world. So I think logically your system doesn't really believe that, but there's something deeper. Your mom, something with your mom or her generational line. Oh no, if I'm happy, someone else is suffering, or I'm taking it from someone if I receive it. We're going to clear that. Do you have a sister?
Mm-mm.
There's a female energy. I wonder if this is just female energy in general, where your system doesn't want to take credit. Like I almost see you, okay, oh yeah, like I can take it from a man. Not like you're taking it from, but just there's no issue there. It's more with like other females of not wanting to take the spotlight from them, not wanting to take money from them. Once again, I'm seeing this come through your mom's side. So it could just be generational energy showing up that's just slightly blocking this. I'm going to clear that and help your system shift into when I shine my light, it allows others to do the same. Like you're only helping when you shine the light, when you receive, when you create more, when you move into that next energy with money. It's just like allowing more light to be in the world and inviting others to turn on their light too. Beautiful. Okay, that looks so good. Okay, I'm going to fill you with light. Do you have any questions?
No, that was amazing.
Good, awesome.
All right. So for our listeners, I love energy work. I hope you really enjoyed watching that session because it really can just, like Maren has been telling us, it lifts the burdens, it lifts the weights, it helps you to move forward. It helps you to use all the coaching that we do here, all of the things that we teach, it helps you to actually use it to shift. So if you are feeling stuck, if you have tried to shift things, if they're just not shifting, I highly recommend that you contact Maren, or if she doesn't resonate with you, go find someone else who does energy work. Energy work is amazing. It is a modality that can really transform your entire life, give you more freedom so that you can just have more joy and live your life at a higher level. So, Maren, thank you so much for being here with us. Thanks for telling us all the things. Thank you for the session. I'm so excited about. And for all of us, live free, love life.
Thanks so much for watching today. Before you go, hit that subscribe button and notification bell so you never miss an episode. And while you're still here, I've got something special for you. My Live Free Love Life membership now has a completely free level. You can start transforming your life right now without spending a dime. You'll get access to certain courses, content, and tools that will help you break free from whatever is holding you back and create a life you absolutely love. And when you're ready for even more support, you can easily upgrade to get access to our live coaching calls, as well as way more tools and content. There's honestly no reason not to join the free level today. Just click the link in the description below to get started. Until next time, live free, love life.